How do you deal with Christians who say, I know, followed by an opinion? Like, I know this is true. I know that that we're going to heaven after I die. I know that sinners go to hell, etc.
I don't. Typically when I have those conversations, I'm like, okay, that's one.
It's not like they're gonna be like, oh, you have a great point. I have changed my mind now.
Yeah, it's just one of the conversation stoppers. It's just one of the things. Like I don't engage in debates with people on my page most of the time,
That's
and
smart.
especially when there's people who have that sort of mentality. If you're going to have a belief system based upon faith, you literally have to get used to saying, I don't know stuff.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I agree. You can't really know something like that, know something about eternity. Nobody can. And so when you start making statements like that.
If I were to say something like, I would tell this person, like, this makes you a definition of a fundamentalist, in my opinion. Because for me, a fundamentalist is a person who replaces reality with their own. And like, this person can't know these sort of things. They simply can't. They may think they can, but they can't. And so if they're not willing to deal with facts of this reality and they want to replace it within their own, then there's no conversation there. And like I said, they've crossed the line between having faith to being a fundamentalist.
I think one thing I try to keep in mind as well, especially because, what I try to remember is that I used to be that convinced as well. I used to be that convinced of whatever it was I thought. And the people who come to my page, to argue with me or whatever, are usually young people. And like Will said, I don't engage with it. And, whatever conclusion they come to in their own life is up to them. But I remember that that used to be me. Like Emily said, if I hadn't, taken a step back from my beliefs, I would probably be running a page similar to Girl Defined. You know what I mean? Like, that was where I was at.
Yeah.
But I believe differently now. So everyone who grows up in evangelical Christianity, a lot of them have a hard time admitting they were wrong, because I was wrong about a lot of things. And, now I know that and I can say that, but some people have a hard time getting there.
I always try to do the same thing, put myself in the place of some of those people because I was there. Might have been a long time ago now, but I remember one time the youth group took a trip to the outlet mall where we were handing out gospel tracts to people and like witnessing as they were going in and out of fucking the Gap,
JCPenney.
Yeah. Sir, have you heard about Christ? I remember this one guy was just like standing outside smoking a cigarette, looking at me like I was the biggest idiot ever when I approached him with that. And I was nervous as hell, but I thought this is what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are still in that boat.